I'm Richard Southern. It is Labor Day here in Canada. But it's no secret. It's been a difficult year and a half for the Canadian labor market.
5.5 million Canadian workers were impacted by the economic shutdown in the opening months of the pandemic. But we've come a long way since May of 2020, when the unemployment rate hit a record high of 13.7%. Take July 2020, for example. 17.8 million Canadians were back at work, but the unemployment rate was still hovering around 11%. If we fast forward to July of this year, more than 1 million jobs were added, with unemployment falling steeply to 7.5%. Now, a big part of that has to do with the easing restrictions on restaurants and retail stores. We've seen some pretty significant job gains there. And at the same time, the share of Canadians working from home has fallen about 26%. That's the lowest level since October of last year.
While many are heading back to work, some industries are still struggling with severe staff shortages, particularly the food and agricultural sectors.
This is actually a global problem, and it's starting to impact your grocery bill. Companies all around the world are struggling to find workers to pick fruit, process meat, drive trucks, and move products out of warehouses. The impact here really is staggering. Vietnam has had to call in the army to help deal with the country's rice harvest. In the UK, farmers are tossing out perfectly good milk due to a lack of truck drivers. At the same time, other industries like fishing, meatpacking, and coffee bean processing are still being slowed down by COVID-19 restrictions. All these added costs and delays are getting passed on to consumers, of course. According to the United Nations, food prices were up 33% in August from a year ago.
Well, there's a lot of heavy stuff in there, but let's end on something a bit lighter. Yeah, the world's had its fair share of problems recently, but is McDonald's ice cream really one of them?
Apparently so. You could file this under the category of only in America. The Federal Trade Commission in the States is now investigating why the fast food chain's soft-serve machines break down so often. It's actually an issue we often see here in Canada, too, especially if you're a big fan of the McFlurry. Even restaurant owners complain about the machines, saying they're too complex and require a 4-hour cleaning cycle that often fails. It's not exactly clear what the U.S. government agency is looking into, so no one really knows where this is headed. I guess you could say there's one real cone of silence around this one. Richard Southern, City News.